Hi, thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you a step-by-step tutorial on how to replace a MacBook Air 2012, 2013 and 2014. It's a teardown tutorial. You get a chance to know how to replace the motherboard, replace the battery and screen replacement for this model. And good luck, and I'll have the description below if you need to buy the parts for the tools, the pentalobe, the torque screwdriver. I'll have them listed down on the description below. So if you have any question, please comment and let's get started. So you flip it upside down, you get a pentalobe screwdriver, go ahead and remove all the screws to get the back plate out. Once you have the screws removed, go ahead and get the back plate removed just by pulling it apart. At this point, you're going to see here's the battery, there's the hard drive, and the logic board is on here. So let's go ahead and remove the battery. Okay, as simple as that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 screws that hold on to the battery. So the next step I'll be doing is to remove the logic board. I'll usually give it a little marker here. So the black one is going to be on the top and the bottom one has no marker on it. First disconnecting the LCD screen and all the cables. This cable right here is the one part of the LCD screen, so you need to get this one out. And I'm using a Torque 5 screwdriver. That's how I get the motherboard taken out. Okay, you get the Wi-Fi cable, put it on the side. This cable here is for the CPU fan, so go ahead and remove that. Okay, that's how you remove the CPU fan. And there's another screw right here hidden underneath behind the Wi-Fi cable. I'll show you in a bit on how to take it out. You need to remove this screw in order to get the logic board out. At this point here, what you want to do is you want to leave the laptop right about 90-degree angle. Okay, right about 90-degree angle, and go ahead and remove the screw for the LCD screen. I'll be using, this is a Torque 8 screwdriver. Okay, once you have the 3 screws removed, and you go ahead and see that little tiny screw here, you need to remove this in order to have the motherboard taken out. Since you have the 3 screws removed, go ahead and remove on the other side so that your screen can just come right out. Okay, once you have the 6 screws removed from the hinges, your screen is going to come out by sliding this way. Okay, by sliding it out. And underneath is holding just by the Wi-Fi cable. And once you have the screen removed, and the same time you can also remove the motherboard. Okay, I'll be replacing a different motherboard. So I remove this, I'll be replacing the motherboard. I have the description below on where to buy the motherboard if you need help with that. So let's put everything back together. While putting things back together, make sure all the cables are right above the motherboard because you need to put them back in together later on. So the first thing I'll do is to install the tiny little screw that is holding the heatsink underneath the screen. I'll bring the screen back. You want to go ahead and slide it back into the hinges. Okay, hold it at 90-degree angle. Go ahead and lock it down with one screw first. And come to the other side, do the same thing. Okay, once you have the both sides sort of locked in, go ahead and close the screen. Come back here and finish up the rest. What you want to do is kind of hide the cable underneath, so the fan is going to be sitting on top of the cable. Just kind of go around to the back. So what I'll do is, the first thing I'll install the cable. I find it very difficult to install if I put the fan in first. So let's install the cable first. And now I can go ahead and screw in the fan. Later on you can come back here and readjust the fan rubber by, you know, giving a double-sided tape and just tape onto the rubber here. I'm gonna come back and push the Wi-Fi cable, try to hide it underneath the motherboard. And remember, I make a marker on the black. The black one is actually the one on the top. So you want to put the connector back to the top. I'm just gonna put a few screws to hold the motherboard. I would like to test the motherboard first before I put everything back together. So I'm just gonna put like 3 screws on now, just to hold the motherboard while I try to turn on the computer. So 2 on the top, and I'll do 1 at the bottom. Go ahead and install the cable. The next thing is the hard drive. A connector that connects the power, the USB on this side, to the motherboard. Yeah, just a Lego snap-on. Put them all back together. The next thing would be the 40-pin connector. And the next one I'll do is to install the battery. And just to put a few screws to hold the battery while I flip the computer the other way around. I need to power on and test it up. So I'll just put 3 for now, 2 on the top and 1 in the middle. Again, I did not put all the screws together. I just wanted to quickly test the motherboard, make sure everything works. But for your case, you want to put all the screws back together, okay? Put a back plate, flip it upside down, and hopefully it powers on. Okay, the battery was dead. I need to find the charger for that. Alright, everything else looks good. Thanks for watching.